Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Em and March is quickly approaching, which means it is almost time for middle grade March, which is my favorite themed reading month of the whole year. It's so exciting. I love having a full month to just dive into reading middle grade with no explanation, no qualifications, no justification. I can just bask in my love for middle grade. So I thought it would be fun to go through my possibility pile for middle grade March. This is going to be separate from my March TBR because I will definitely read a lot of middle grade in March, but that won't be the only age category that I read. So I will have a separate TBR video coming up later, but this is just the middle grade that I am eyeballing. And there's no guarantees that I will get to all of these or even any of these. Who knows? I do mood read pretty strongly for middle grade. If you are interested in participating, I will link the Instagram account for middle grade March down below. They do have a buddy read for the month as well as some prompts if you need help finding a book. I sometimes will do the buddy read. I sometimes will participate with the prompts, and sometimes I just go rogue and do my own thing. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet this year, so I'm not going to do recommendations for the prompts, though I could definitely do that video if you're interested in that content. So let me know down below if that's something you would like, if you're also participating and need help picking your TBR. I think that's enough of an explanation, so let's get into it real quick, because I know probably most of you know what middle grade is, but if you've stumbled upon my page and don't know, or stumbled upon my channel and don't know, middle grade is an age category, and middle grade books are written with the intended reading audience of 8 to 12-year-olds. And that is a really wide age range. So some middle grade books will skew a little bit younger, some will skew older, some will skew right in the middle. It just kind of depends on the book and on the reader, because as we know, there's a lot of development that happens between the ages of 8 and 12, and the things that a 12-year-old is into are not things that an 8-year-old are into. So it's a very wide age category, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I think I have, most of what I have skews right in the middle. I have one book that skews a little bit on the young side, and I have one book that I think might skew a little bit on the older side, but I'm not entirely sure. But we'll talk about it when we get to it. So starting off, the only middle grade book I have on my TBR that I want to read, like on my physical TBR, I do a really good job of reading middle grade as it comes into the house. Like out of all the genre, age categories, all the different types of books I bring into the house, I do a really good job of prioritizing middle grade. So I only have 2. I know I just said 1, 2, because I just bought one and I forgot about it. Let me go grab it actually. Okay, so the one that I have that I just bought that I'm going to be reading is book 3 in the Sinister Summer series by Kirsten White. This is called Camp Creepy. My husband's currently reading it, so I'm trying not to lose his spot. I also snagged this book on audio from Libro recently because I listened to book 1 on audio because it was an ALC from Libro FM. Did I say that already? I just repeat. Okay, anyways. And I liked it so much. The audiobook is so good. But they're not widely available. They're not on Hoopla. They're not available through my library. If I'm gonna listen to them, I have to use an audiobook credit, and I don't really want to, but I had a couple of credits pile up on Libro, so I decided just to use one on that book because it'll be a good time, and then I'll be able to read that book even faster because I find the audiobooks really compulsively readable. And one of you reminded me of how good the audiobooks were, so thank you so much for that. The other one that I own that I'm going to get to is The Doldrums by Nicholas Gannon. Now I say that, this was definitely on my TBR last March as well, and I didn't get to it, but this will be this this month, this time I'll actually read it. And oh gosh, do I remember what this is about? I even read the first chapter of it and everything. I think it's a child's parents go missing and child and friends go on an adventure to find said missing parents. And then I also really want to read Before the Ever After. I've gone behind on Jacqueline Woodson's books, so I definitely need to catch up. Now, this is one where I'm unsure if this is actually, oh, okay, it says middle grade. Never mind. I was going to say, I think it might be YA because my library has it shelved in YA, but the publisher says it's middle grade. So, all right, that answers that question. Catch up on my Jacqueline Woodson front list, I guess. I've read a good portion of her back list, but I haven't read her few releases. And this will be, I think, the novel in verse. I think this is about football. That's really all I know, and that's all I need to know. I also want to finish up the Ryan Hart series by Renee Watson. I own book 1 and 2, and I just need to finish the last book called Ways to Share Joy. And I would say this is a contemporary alternative to Ramona Quimby. These books are set in Portland, Oregon. Renee Watson grew up in Portland, and it's got such a strong sense of place. I love the way she talks about the city. I love the way she references real places, real things to go do, the way she throws shade at certain parts of Portland and the suburbs, which is entirely deserved. And in this, we're following Ryan, who is just navigating being a kid and being part of a family. And she has a baby sister who is born in book 2. Is she born in book 2, or is she born at the end of book 1? It's been so long since I've read it. This is the one that definitely skews younger. So I would say, the 8-year-old range, maybe even like a year or two younger. Like, you could definitely read this out loud to a 6-year-old and it would be totally fine. And I'm looking forward to finishing the series. And the other one I have on my radar is Alebrijes. I think that's how you say this title. I could be wrong though. Okay, now this is the one where I am not sure exactly if this is middle grade or if this is YA. I have seen conflicting information. I have seen it for sale in the middle grade section at bookstores. I've also seen it kind of in the YA section. So I am not 100% certain that this is middle grade. So it might just be like a fun read and not specifically a middle grade March read. I don't even really know what this is about. I know it came out last year and I've seen really good reviews for it. I've seen booksellers who specialize in children's lit really shouting about this book, really loving it. And so I think the cover is really beautiful, like the cutout, and then that end paper I think is really stunning. And then I just saw that there is a map. I was flipping through it. And I do have this one on audio because it was a ALC for Libro FM the month or two before it came out. Also planning to catch up in the Misuwa Saga by David A. Robertson. I read The Barren Grounds a number of years ago and I really liked it. It's kind of pitched as like a Narnia story, but indigenous. And I really liked the first book and I always meant to continue and then I kind of forgot. So I'm hoping to reread The Barren Grounds, remind myself what happened, and then read the next 3 books in the series. And then book 5 comes out later this year. And I believe book 5 is going to be the last installment of the series. So then I will be all caught up. And I look at this. I love this cover so much. I love those colors. But I also like this one. And then like each cover is so good. Anyways, I'm excited to read more in this story. And I've read a short story, an adult short story by David A. Robertson, and I really liked it. I'm excited to read the series, to binge a series. I haven't binged a series in such a long time. It's so hard to do because there's so many books that I want to read, and my FOMO really kind of takes over. And then I have 2 books that I don't have copies of yet, but have holds on at the library. I would like to read the next installment in the Myrtle Hardgraves series. Wow, not me just forgetting what the series is called, but this one. This is the one I have to read. I'm behind. But I have a hold on it at the library. Hopefully it'll come in soon. I'm also going to try and get the audiobook for this one because I think these really are fantastic on audiobook. The narrator does such a good job having Myrtle's voice. And then I also really want to try The Strangers. This is a middle grade series that I have seen in bookstores so many times, and I've had it recommended to me a lot. And I love a middle grade mystery series, obviously, because I love Myrtle, but I haven't gotten into as many as I would like. So I would like to check out this one and just see what all the buzz is about. I will also probably go to my library at some point and just browse through the middle grade shelves and see what looks good and what catches my eye and what I'm interested in picking up. You know, because Roshani Chokski also had a new middle grade book come out earlier this year, end of last year, and the Arusha series is one of my favorite middle grade series of all time, so I'd like to read this one and see what else she is going to do in this space. There's just so many fun things going on in middle grade. It's such a fun age group to read in my opinion. I get a lot of joy out of reading middle grade. So yeah, that is my current middle grade March situation. I think I've made it clear. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really excited. I think it'll be a good time. I'm hoping I go down some bookish rabbit holes and find some books that I didn't even know existed or that I didn't know I was going to love. That's always so fun. So we're gonna wrap up this short but sweet video here. I would love to hear what is on your radar for middle grade March. If you have participated in middle grade March before, if you think you might participate this year, and if you want to leave an emoji to let me know you were here, let's do a bear emoji, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye!